Alright guys, I am gonna try to film this cooking video on my iPad because my phone doesn't have space. So, my ribs seem like they are de-thawed. And then, let's see what else. I don't know if I have the pan big enough for them, and I can't remember. I think last time I used a pan, and then I just wrapped it in foil. But I also need to start seasoning this, and we need butter. So let me get all my ingredients I'm gonna need, which is, well, this mustard I think is gone. I purchased a new mustard. I have a barbecue sauce. This is actually the barbecue sauce I used last time, the Sweet Carolina Gold. I might mix in some of my dad's Kansas City, and then I just got this mustard from Walmart. I think I want to use some brown sugar. We got smoked paprika, onion powder, garlic powder, and I found some dark brown sugar. I don't know how long that's been there. We'll use a little bit of Tony's, some adobo all-purpose. So I'm gonna start. Oh, and then butter. All right. This is my last stick of butter. And I think last time I baked it at about 300. So we're cooking this in the oven on low. Let's see, I feel like y'all can't see everything. Okay. So starting with aluminum foil. I'm gonna go ahead and start prepping. I'm gonna actually go rinse these off in the sink really quickly. And let me move this over so that I can push it over easily. I'm sorry, because I know y'all can't see what I'm doing. I know there are people who think you don't have to wash your meat. I, unfortunately, am not that person. So, I'm going to use a paper towel to just dry it really quickly so that I don't have too much water. And then wash my hands. I want to say though, my meat unthawed pretty quickly in the sink. Okay, So I think you start with the mustard, and the mustard kind of acts as a binder. So I'm just going to use the rest of this one, and then let's open this one up. You don't need a lot of mustard, just like a decent amount. I'm also doing this off of memory from the last time I made it, so I'm doing things a little, mostly from memory, because I remember a lot of what I did. I just don't remember everything. I remember using mustard though on the ribs. I think the mustard also does add flavor in my opinion. My dad has this like brush, but it honestly looks kind of gross. The cooking paintbrush. So I'm just gonna use a spoon. I'm not trying to get my, hands super dirty this time. Ooh, these ribs are gonna be so good. Okay. And I'm just gonna flip it very quickly and do the same thing. Which, I'm not using a lot of mustard, just like it helps. It also helps, they said, tenderize, because there's like vinegar in the mustard and something about like that. All right, so now we're gonna go in with our seasonings. I like to over season my food because I just feel like all of the seasoning is not gonna stick to the meat. So I use a little bit extra so that I know I will taste some flavor. But I also have the tendency to over season because of that. We got our smoked paprika. I really think smoked paprika is just for color. All right, so that is everything on that side. And then we're gonna do the same things. Use the same seasonings, I'm sorry, on the other side. I just had to go wipe my hands off. So we going in with some Tony's. This side I'm being a little bit more heavy-handed. Tony's, adobo, garlic powder, onion powder. Sorry, y'all, I'm talking funny because I just don't like this accent. And then smoked paprika. The smoked paprika just makes it have like that nice color. Notice I didn't really use a lot of salt. So that's the other thing. I do want to try adding a little bit of brown sugar, which I did forget on the other side. I just wanted to have a little hint of sweetness. And this brown sugar I'm using is probably from when I had made my sweet potato pie. So we're just gonna put a little bit of brown sugar on top. Not a lot. This is new. I did not use any sugar on my ribs last time. But all right, my oven is officially set. I did preheat it to 300. You can do less. I'm gonna slow cook them in the oven, so this is gonna be a slow burn. And then what you're gonna do, take your butter and you are going to slice some thin pieces on top. Then we're gonna wrap it in the aluminum. And then we're gonna stick it in the oven. It's the day after Memorial Day, by the way. I would have done this yesterday, but I was working. So Just gonna take lots of slabs, not too heavy slabs, but just like enough to cover. Like I could easily use this whole stick. I don't want to, but I could. And I think I made something similar last year on 4th of July. So if y'all want to see how I did it last time, I was more kind of following the recipe last time. This time I'm kind of just doing my own thing. I'm not like the best cook, but I feel like my stuff usually turns out okay. I feel like with meat, it's also just like all you really got to do is season it. Use the right spices. So that's how much butter I use. Honestly, it's not even as much as I thought. The butter is to help lock in some moisture because I want these to be falling off the bone. Okay, so now we're gonna start the wrap. So I need another layer of aluminum because this was not enough. How did I do this last time? And then we're gonna do one more over. It just needs to be like properly centered so that I can do my other seasonings. Okay. So that's gonna also help lock in the moisture. And now we're gonna put it in the oven. I'm gonna set a timer for 2 hours. And we'll check back on it in 2 hours. That's it, guys.